Hey guys, Doug the Michigan Piper here in the Pipe Rest, and today, a little special, I am doing a review. I don't do tobacco reviews very often, and I happen to be one of the winners on the grand opening of Rust Belt Pipes website when he did his live, and I won some 8-state burley. So I'm going to try this. I've never had it before. Here's the date for you. For those that are interested, looks like 22. So as I'm filming this, this is, let's see, February 22, so just over 2 years old. And I'm going to give it a shot. I don't know a whole lot about it, other than it's got some Turkish and burley and stuff in it. But the interesting part, another interesting part, if you follow my channel, is what I'm smoking it in. So I'm not smoking it in my my Dr. Grabo's or my Peterson's. I am smoking it in a corncob pipe. That's right. About, I'd say maybe 4 times-ish, 3 to 4 times-ish a year, I smoke a cob. And this cob was sent to me by one of my subscribers who did the whole clay thing in the bottom of it, or whatever it is that they fill the bottom, and I wanted to try that out. So I do know that it draws air before I put anything in it. So let's open this bad boy up and see what we got. See if we get a hiss or not. Yeah, maybe a little, maybe a tiny bit of a hiss. Ooh, this really smells good. It's a little I don't want to say sourness maybe, but not much. Smells good though. And there's the puck or whatever they call that thing. I'm not a big reviewer, you guys know that. So, and what does it look like here? Well, it's kind of a, I don't know, would you call that a broken ribbon cut maybe? Coarse cut? Could be coarse cut. Cross between a coarse cut and ribbon cut. Interesting. I don't even know how to describe the tin note on it, you guys. Almost raisiny, I think. Raisin bread-ish, but I'm not going to waste too much time on that because, you know, I'm here to smoke it, not to smell it. So we'll get a bowl of this up here and roll in and see what we think about it. And by the way, this corncob pipe is a distinguished gentleman. That's my tobacco. Country gentleman by Missouri Meerschaum. And out of all the cobs that I've had, which has not been many, 3 or 4, I really like the Country Gentleman when I'm smoking in a cob, which is not often, obviously, like I said. Yeah, it definitely has a sour note to it. I'm not familiar with this at all, so we'll see how this goes. Definitely burley. I guess the name of 8-state burley, you're going to have notes of burley. Interesting. we'll see how this goes. It's not very strong at all. Thank you, Adam, by the way, for sending this out. Adam over at A Wandering Piper also has the Rust Belt Pipes website. So if you haven't checked them out, go ahead and check them out. Kind of the working man's store there for pipes, and actually get one of these over there if you want. Well, if I remember at the end of this video, I'll tell you what I think. But so far, I think that I'm not getting much flavor. Could be me, could be where I'm at. You know how that goes. So much affects the way you taste things. But I figured while I was doing this, I'd talk to you guys about something came up this past weekend. We had a class, leadership class, and they're going over different things that you could do to talk with people, you know, so that you know, if you wanted to strike up a conversation, or if you want a deeper conversation, you know. And one of those things was, what's your favorite childhood memory? I got a few. The one that I used this weekend was about when I was about 7. And I lived out in the country. We were the first little tiny town in Indiana, northern Indiana. And we were the first house in a housing development. And so we're out in the middle of nowhere. The closest neighbor, I think, was a half mile down the road, maybe a quarter mile. And just, you know, we were kids. We were gone all day, you know, sunrise to sunset, back when, you know, your parents didn't have to call you on a cell phone, or, you know, check in every hour. And this thing keeps going out on me. So we had a huge cornfield in front of us. If I had to guess now, and it would be strictly a guess, but if I had to guess now, I would say it was a minimum 300 acre field. No, more than that probably. But anyway, big cornfield in front of us. And once a year, the crop dusters would come out. And on this particular day, I was playing out in the yard. And you guys, when you live way out in the country, there's times when you don't, I don't know how to describe it. You don't go out to play with a purpose. You're just out there playing around. You could be doing one thing one minute and another thing the next. And somebody came and said, "What are you doing?" You really wouldn't have an answer. You're just dinking around and playing. You're a kid, right? Anyway, I think I was about 7 years old, and I was in the, I don't know if I was in a house or in a yard, but this crop duster started crop dusting, and it was a biplane. And, you know, as a kid, seeing a plane dive on a field, and, you know, you can watch it go by, you know, right in front of the house. And because the cornfield was directly on the other side of the house, or the other side of the road. And so I'm out there just trying to get his attention. You know, I'm having fun. I'm bored. I'm a kid, you know, and I don't know why my friends weren't around that day, but so I started jumping around the front yard trying to flag him down. Well, then when he finished, and now keep in mind, this is 1979, I think, ish. If I do my math right. And 78 maybe. There's no internet, there's no TV or anything, so I'm out there jumping around trying to get his attention, and he sees me. So he finishes the rows, and he dives at me. that thing is freaking loud, you guys. And for a 7-year-old kid to have a biplane dive at him, it just rocks your world, right? So now I'm just beside myself. I mean, this is awesome, right? The best thing's ever happened to me in my life. In all 7 years of my life. Sure enough, he comes back around and dives at me again. And at one point, I'd run around to the backyard and I could hear him coming. He was coming from the front of the house. And I could hear that motor winding up. And I swear to you, it seemed like it was about 3 feet, but it was probably more like 30. He came over that house. And we had this ranch style house type you saw built in the late 70s, early 80s. When that thing came over, I mean, it rattled my teeth. And so he made a couple more passes, and then he had these streamers he threw out. And these streamers, I don't know if it was an air show or what going on, but these streamers are like a piece of cardboard. And then it was probably 3 foot long, 3 or 4 foot long, and in between the two pieces of cardboard was this checkerboard, like tissue paper almost. And you know, of course, the biplane open cockpit, he just tosses it out, and one fell in the field, and I ran over there and got that, and he threw another one, and he actually hit the yard, and I grabbed that, and I could see him as he went by, and he's going like this. And I ran and I got my parents. I'm like, we got to follow this guy, and they're like, well, we got to go to church, you know. So I think it's Sunday night or something, and so they, you know, I think I had the impression when we left that we were going to follow him, but then I was told later we weren't following him. So we never did follow him. I told my wife the other day, I said, if we'd have followed him, I'd probably be a pilot right now. Because that was one of the coolest things that ever happened to me. And all it took was one guy to take a few extra minutes out of his day. Now, don't get me wrong, if you live in a city and somebody does that, everybody'd be calling the cops. But it just took that one guy, take a few minutes out of his day to, you know, entertain a kid that had a lifelong impact, you know. And I kind of chuckle to myself sometimes when I think about the fact that he was probably up there having just as much fun. And because it was before cell phones and whatnot, of course I have no, you know, video of it or anything. Today, everybody be out like this with their cameras, you know. But what a wonderful memory. All right, you guys, back to the, oh crap, we're at 13 minutes already. Back to the review here. I'm not really impressed. I don't think it's bad. Again, first impressions. So to me, you know, if you haven't watched me review tobacco before, my review process is one, I don't even remember my review process now. Would I smoke it again? Yes. Would I go looking for it? No. Well, that's what it was. If it's the last thing on earth, would I smoke it? Yes. Would I go looking for it? No. I don't think so. It's not horrible. It's just not my cup of tea, I don't think. And I'd love to give you notes, you guys, but I'm not picking up a lot out of it. I'm getting them early. I think it said Turkish and Virginia in it, but I guess I'm getting a little Virginia. So yeah, I'll keep smoking. If it changes, I'll come back and let you guys know. But yeah, it's all right. Guys, thanks for joining me today. I hope you're all doing well. Until next time, you take care.